Why, hello there. The other night, I had the extreme honor and pleasure of seeing My Neighbor Totoro on the big screen for the first time. I've seen My Neighbor Totoro many times, probably in the realm of 10 times, maybe. I saw it for the first time when I was, hold on just one second. When I was around the age of 17, I believe. The first Miyazaki film I ever saw was Princess Mononoke. As far as I know, that's the first theatrically released Miyazaki film in the United States. I think that was released in about 1997. I watched that on VHS at home, and then I was rather amazed by it, and had to find out everything there was to find out about Hayao Miyazaki. So that led me to My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. Again, so this is about, I've lost count of how many times I've seen My Neighbor Totoro, but this is the first time on the big screen, and it was gorgeous. I've done a little research, which is against my policy, kind of, but this was a new 35mm print made of the Walt Disney version. It had the Fanning sisters, Dakota and Ellie. Also had Tim Daly. I can't remember who the other voice was. There was one more name. Anywho, this was a brand new 35mm print for a festival in New York, a Studio Ghibli retrospective. So this was a pristine film. I mean, again, looked absolutely gorgeous. I went to it with the understanding that it was the original, 1988 Japanese audio with English subtitles, but it was not. I figured, this was a Sunday afternoon. It was, packed, sold out. A lot of kids. I can't say mostly kids. I mean, it was mostly older people, but a lot of kids. So I figured that, okay, the English version is just fine for the kids. The kids probably can't even read. The ones that were there, I doubt could even read with appropriate pace. So again, the film looked absolutely gorgeous. I have to give Totoro a 10. It's arguably Miyazaki's masterpiece. I say arguably because you could probably also argue Spirited Away. For my taste, Porco Rosso is his great film. But I mean, I absolutely love Totoro and Spirited Away. And I think maybe Kiki's Delivery Service could also be argued there. That's, my top 4 Miyazaki films right there. I'm giving it a 10, if I haven't said that yet. Totoro is a 10, hands down. It's a timeless classic, as they say. What's so good about Totoro, and why is probably his masterpiece, is that it is just this perfect distillation of everything that is Miyazaki. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a very simple storyline. Very simple. It is basically about a family who is moving. Most of Miyazaki's films center on a character who is starting a new chapter in their life, moving. I've kind of find that that's how I've always strongly identified with Miyazaki's films, is I moved a lot as a kid, and his movies are always about a kid who is moving. So I just, I don't know, I identify strongly with that. So a family that's starting a new chapter in their lives, they're moving into a new house, a new location, to be closer to their sick mother, who was in the hospital at a nearby town. So they moved to the country, and you know, near that town. And, you know, while they're the younger sister, there's 2 daughters, and the younger one gets lost, and the older one searches for her. That's the film right there. That's pretty much the story. It's very simple. It's very elegant. But there is this element of the spectacular, this element of fantasy that permeates everyday life, existence. And really, I think it's the magic of being a child. It also has an environmental message, which, again, permeates most of Miyazaki's work. It's not as blatant as some of his other work, but it's definitely there. Totoro apparently is a guardian of the trees, or is one with the trees, one with the earth, pretty much. It is a creature of the earth. I really don't know what else to say. All the voice acting was great. What amazes me about Miyazaki, and I don't really even know how to describe it, and I've only seen something like it in maybe Akira Kurosawa's films. Again, they're both Japanese. Perhaps Miyazaki watched a lot of Kurosawa. Maybe he idolizes him, but there is this movement, and again, it's hard to describe. Trying to describe the indescribable, but there's movement in everything. It looks like at one point it's like every part of the screen is in motion. You know, there's this bristling of kinetic energy, and I don't know how that works. You know, I don't know how, because I know in my head that it's just an animation. It's just a drawing that's moving really fast. You know, a series of drawings moving really fast, but yet it feels like it is. I don't know. It feels like it's coming to life. You know, it feels like this two-dimensional drawing is like threatening to explode out into the real world. You know, I don't know how else to say it. It's very lighthearted. You know, it's very true. You know, it's a very human story. Again, it's just about losing someone, losing track of someone you love, and wanting to get them back, and not knowing if they're safe. The movie's about life. You know, the movie's about life. I don't really know what else to say. If you have never seen My Neighbor Totoro, please see it. You know, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and watch it. Again, it's one of the best animated films of all time. It's one of the best films of all time. It's just magic, and it needs to be experienced. And I was so happy that I was reading the right paper at the right time, and it said, you know, My Neighbor Totoro on the big screen this Sunday, and I was there immediately. So I was so happy that I got to see this on the big screen. It's one of my favorite films. It's it's amazing. You know, it's amazing. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a 10. It needs to be seen and appreciated by you. So please do that. I don't know what else to say. You know, I don't know what else to say. But it's amazing. So it's My Neighbor Totoro. It was on the big screen for the first time. Amazing. And it's a solid 10. Thank you very much.